5,000 and counting. That's how many signatures a Victoria Citizens Group says it dropped off at City Hall today. The group, JohnsonStreetBridge.org, says the signatures are an early Christmas present for the city to demonstrate how people really feel about the plans to borrow $42 million to replace the aging Blue Bridge. Victoria Mayor Dean Fortin says this shows that the alternate approval process, also known as the counter-petition, is working. News reporter Eric Thompson was at City Hall today. He joins us now. Eric.
Hudson, with a delivery of 5,000 signatures, JohnsonStreet.org is much closer to getting the approximately 6,300 signatures required to force a referendum on the issue.
Victoria's Johnson Street Bridge isn't about to fade into history just yet. If this citizens group has its way, the city of Victoria will have to hold a referendum before going ahead with plans to borrow $42 million to replace the historic Blue Bridge.
Today we're actually delivering 5,000 petitions to City Hall as a early Christmas present, letting them know how the community feels about this counter-petition process and their plans for the Johnson Street Bridge.
Under the alternate approval process, commonly known as the counter-petition, just over 6,300 signed forms from eligible Victoria voters must be dropped off at the city's Legislative Services Office by 4:30 p.m. January 4th. Ross Crockford, a director with JohnsonStreetBridge.org, says hundreds of forms have already been dropped off at City Hall and many more are coming in daily.
It effectively is going to double the city's debt. And I don't think anybody wants to see all of their tax money going into, when they pay property taxes, they don't want all that money to be going into paying debt servicing.
Replacing the Johnson Street Bridge would cost an estimated $63 million. It would allow the city to realign the approaches on both sides and keep the structure open during construction. Refurbishing the bridge would cost an estimated $35 million. The alignments would remain roughly the same, and the bridge would close for an extended period of time.
We have $21 million from the federal government, the largest investment ever in this city because of that. Or we can refurbish a bridge for $35 million. So for that extra $7 million, we have an opportunity to make sure it's wheelchair accessible, to make sure there's actual bike lanes on there, to make sure that a commuter rail will run on there, and make sure we have the ENN rail trail on there.
The City of Victoria says it has been given a special rate from CMHC, and if a replacement bridge isn't completed by 2012, it could cost the city an estimated $8.8 million based on the borrowing rate. And a referendum, if one was to be held, would cost about $150,000. Victoria City Council is set to meet January 7th to make a decision on how to proceed next on the Blue Bridge issue.
Hudson, if the future of the Johnson Street Bridge does go to a referendum, Fortin says the challenge is, what will the question be? He says it needs to be a question with a yes or no answer. The city says individual petition forms won't be certified unless opponents submit the minimum required number. That's just over 6,300. And the city says the most common reason petition forms are eliminated, the people submitting them don't live in Victoria. Hudson.
They'll be vetting those signatures pretty closely.
They certainly will, but they'll wait until they all come in, and if they have enough, then they'll start the process.
All right. Eric Thompson reporting. Eric, thanks.
You're welcome.